Good morning, Ashok Seturamji. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir. Good morning to you, Professor.
Yeah. I think that Anilji will join at 9:50. I told him to join at 9:50. He called.
Better. That is better.
He will join. He will join actually. I think. So you also full camera on.
सर
बोला बोला आला तो. बोला की सर. एक 5 मिनिटात
माझा आवाज
join
ऐकू येते खोत सर
येतो तुमचा कॅमेरा पण
साहेब आवाज ऐकू येतो तुमचा
येतो व्यवस्थित येतोय सर.
याला साहेब आवाज ऐकू.
हा ओके ओके
काय अडचण नाही. नंतर कॅमेरा तेवढा ऑन करा सर. अनिलजी पण आले. अनिल चौधरीजी वेलकम. येस वेलकम सर. गुड मॉर्निंग.
Good morning, Anilji.
Good morning.
Good morning. Nice to see you. I think you are at office.
Yeah, at office.
Great. बागणे सर तुमचा पण शक्य झालं तर कॅमेरा ऑन करा. ऑन द वे असलं तर सुद्धा शक्य होते. All even resource persons are requested to make camera on. Coordinators, resource persons. Great.
Anilji, your this one is ESL doing great guns now at these times. We are listening to a lot of your webinars now. Thank you.
That's so nice. Actually, the people have supported it very nicely.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Ji.
That is how it happens all the time.
And they are doing in mass level, very big mass level. It is. That's a great thing.
Yeah. That is why the stakeholders are many and stakeholder support is very much required.
Correct.
Thankfully, people have supported it like anything.
Correct, sir. Correct. Sir, even Anilji, I expect you better if you use that headphones or earphones. That will catch voice actually, if possible.
Okay. The echo is there.
Yeah, some echo is there. Please.
Okay.
If possible, still 5 minutes are there. Please.
Or maybe some fan is running behind that, maybe making some sound. You can also think of it.
That's.
Professor, you are doing an excellent job. You are repeating for the third time with all the resource persons. Excellent. Knowledge sharing is going in great guns now.
And we got great support from your end, sir. We got so many good names from you. You are recommended very nice.
It is only teamwork, sir. It is only teamwork.
बागने सर कैमरा ऑन करता है क्या? Our executive director is on the way to Pune. He is traveling actually. So I am requesting him to make camera on also.
Yeah.
We'll see what, because on the way he is on the way.
Fine, sir. How many industry persons have registered for this session now?
This also around 18 are there. It's exact.
Excellent.
I don't need to check. 18 are there.
Excellent.
Others are from the industry, the academia.
Excellent, sir.
And another advantage is we'll share all the videos around 50 videos are there now.
Excellent. It will be a resource bank for you, video resource bank for you.
Yeah. And anytime anybody can access it now. Whenever they want anything, they can access it.
Exactly.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
I am audible now.
Yeah. Very much. Camera
is okay now. Better. Okay. Camera is off. Okay.
Yeah. Make camera on.
Great.
Now it's fine, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Some up. Oh, great. हनुमाने आहे तिथे लाईन. हनुमाने जॉईन झालाय.
Ashok ji is also there, na? Good morning, Ashok ji.
Yeah.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, ji.
Good morning.
Even most of the, this is our third phase, almost 90% are from our IMP group, all the resource persons.
Excellent,
And
sir.
credit goes to
Good,
Ashok
good,
ji. He has recommended very nice persons.
Oh, so nice, so nice.
Sir, best.
Knowledge sharing
This-
is for everyone now. Yeah.
Great, this step. रेंज ला काय प्रॉब्लेम नाही ना लागणे सर तुम्हाला तिकडे पण Range ला
नाही,
काय
नाही.
अडचण नाही.
येते ना, ऐकू येते ना, माझा आवाज येतो ना?
एकदम परफेक्ट येतोय. काहीच अडचण
चला
काहीच
सर.
अडचण
किती वेळ लागेल?
सुरू करूया. चल 2-3 मिनिटात सुरू करूयात.
ओके.
सुरू करूया.
ओके ओके ओके.
Sanjay ji, you are appearing in two screens, and
Actually, the 2-3 names are because the names are there, 2-3 names, because registration was done on the name of college principal, no?
okay,
So
okay,
then
okay,
that
okay,
one
okay.
name comes there.
Mhm.
So it happens because of that actually.
Okay, okay, okay.
We'll start dot at 10, sir, because participants are joining. Still, we'll start at dot 10. Khade, sir. Ask them to start at dot 10.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Anil ji, I think this motor replacement program, it is taking a full swing now, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. It is now, look, various options are now available. Look, various provisions, options, people are interested. So now it is taking full swing actually.
Excellent, ji. Excellent, ji.
And this is a very good program. Like, the motors are the prime movers of the industry, and so every industry should understand. And the ESL is giving such a good business model, so it's a win-win situation for them.
This is what it is wanted by the industry. Everyone was just gasping what to do, and you have come in the right time, especially on the motor, especially up to 10 HP motors. I think the population NMRP is going to, you are going to develop. It will be in a very big way, I think.
And we are aiming now for the heavy industries also. If the number of quantity of similar kind of motor is more, then we will aim for that also.
Excellent, sir. Excellent.
Sir, in Maharashtra also we need to tap this potential. Even if you consider our area, that where our college is situated, around that 1.25 lakhs of the power looms are there, and every power loom is having that motor of around 1.5 HP or 2 HP like this, and old motors are there.
Many decades old motors are there. Exactly.
Many decades olds are there. So that at state level we need to do it, sir. That exercise.
In such motors, benefits will be much more than what we project actually, much more than that,
Only what
because we
happens-
compare always.
Here what happens, sir, main issue regarding that the subsidy in the electricity bill, very low tariff is there for the textile, so they are not ready to invest. That at government level you should pitch it actually. At government level support, because all over Maharashtra, the total power loom might be around 3, 4, 5 lakhs total number.
As Anilji says, the efficiency difference will be more than 20% and above, and the return on investment is it will be very attractive for the power loom people as such. If
But
we
what
go
I
by this
feel-
NMRP, yeah.
That owner will not replace it, because they are getting at as good as at negligible rate actually. That tariff is very low it is. So instead of that, if at government, if it tie up between government or textile ministry as well as this ESL, in big way it can be done. And for that our management will take lead in that case also, because our honorable chairman is a state textile minister. and he is the chairman for two of the spinning mills, and he can handle that in big way actually.
It is an
That can
excellent
be-
proposition, sir. It is an excellent
that-
proposition.
Because lakhs of the power looms are there everywhere. Old motors are. You are muted, sir. You are muted.
I am seeing Anil Bagani ji there.
Yeah.
Hello,
Yeah, he
hello,
is,
sir.
He is traveling actually.
Hello.
I'm seeing for the first.
Hello, good
for
morning,
the
sir.
first time. Good morning, good morning. I read your name in that invitation, so I thought it's nice to see you.
He is executive director of our trust, and he is chairman
Yes,
of
yes.
this manufacturing association at our place.
So nice, so nice.
Uh,
That is why he is more interested in energy conservation.
He is,
Correct. So nice.
and
Thank
he
you,
is
sir.
instrumental
Amidst
for
your
the
travel schedule, you have joined now. Thank you. Thank you all.
he is instrumental to develop this established institute actually. Total we are on 5 institutes. More
So
than
nice.
7,000 students are pursuing education.
So all 5 are in Maharashtra or somewhere else also?
Yeah, at our place here itself, near to our area only.
Okay, good.
One is engineering college, other is polytechnic, ITI, junior college, agriculture college, and he is the instrumental for that establishment of all this. We call it as a Shikshan Sankul, Sharad Shikshan Sankul. Will you start? I think that at 10. Khade sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We will start. All resource persons are requested to make camera on, please. Resource persons.
Shall we start, sir?
Yeah, please. Please.
Good morning, all of you. I welcome all the dignitaries and participants present for this AICT sponsored 1 week online STTP on energy conservation and audit in phase 3. Sharad Institute of Technology, College of Engineering involving in this energy conservation area from last decade. Our institute organizes number of programs, workshop, industrial meetings in this energy conservation area. In continuation of this, we organize this online STTP in energy conservation and audit. And now I request our principal, Dr. S.A. Koch sir, to give a welcome address.
Good morning, one and all. At the outset, I welcome you all on behalf of Sharad Institute of Technology, College of Engineering, EDRA, for AICTE approved 1 week online short-term training program. We call it as STTP on energy conservation and audit. And this is the third phase. Actually, we got permission to organize or to conduct this program offline at the institute. That it was expected that it should be at a residential mode. But because of the pandemic, AICTE has changed the policy modality. Now it becomes a 3 online programs. Already we have completed 2 programs. Initially, the first program was inaugurated by Dr. Nagesh Kumar, former director of NPC. Second program, or we call it as a second phase, was inaugurated by Honorable Milind Devreji, who is the director, Bureau of Energy Efficiency. And now I'm happy that today it is being inaugurated by one of our IMP member, Honorable Anil Chaudhary. Indeed, it's great honor and immense pleasure to welcome Chief Guest of inaugural function, Honorable Anil Chaudhary, Chief General Manager and Head Operation, Energy Efficiency Service Limited, New Delhi. Welcome you, sir. I also take this opportunity to welcome our Executive Director, Anil Bagneji, Executive Director of Sri Shamrao Patil Adrawkar Educational and Charitable Trust, Jaisingpur. Welcome you, sir. I also take this opportunity to welcome all resource persons, those who are attending inaugural function. Most of them are from our association, that is Indian Association of Energy Management Professionals, IAMP. Purposely, we have invited all these resource persons from the industry, from the different domain, those who are working since last number of the decades in the field of energy conservation as well as energy audit. So this is the best advantage, I can call it as a best resource or a knowledge resource for all the participants. Within 1 week, they will get huge knowledge as far as a practical, because what is going in the industry is very important than what we are learning at the education or during academia. No doubt it is essential to learn some basic things at the institute or during our education, pursuing education, or during delivering the content to the students. But actually we must know what is happening in the industry. In that context, we have invited all the resource persons, and almost 90% are from our associations, those who are working in the different domain. I also welcome all the participants representing academia as well as industry, and I thanks the management of their management as well as the principals for the deputing these faculty on the online mode. Also, I welcome our vice principal, our institute, Kurlekar ma'am. I welcome our head of the department of Bhagwat, Dr. Hussaini, all the coordinators, Khade sir, Chetan Patil sir, Jamadar sir. Now I will brief about my institute. My institute established in 2009. It is affiliated to Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Technological University, Donori. It is a state university. It is accredited at institute level by the NAC with A grade, and all eligible programs are accredited by the NBA. At present, we have for the academic year from the 21-22, we got some additional courses. So total 8 courses we are running at the UG level, and we got permission to start the 2 PG programs also. So at the UG level, we have mechanical engineering with 16 tech, we have civil engineering at 120 in tech, we have computer science and engineering 120 in tech, electrical engineering 16 tech, electronics and computer engineering. Earlier it was electronics and telecommunication engineering. From this academic year, coming academic year, we got this change in the nomenclature 120. We got from current academic year 2 new courses: artificial intelligence and data science with 16 tech, mechatronics engineering with 16 tech, and we got new course for the academic year 21-22 as automation and robotics with the 16 techs. And for the 2 PG courses, one is mechatronics with the 12 intake and artificial intelligence and data science with the 12 intake. With this, we have 8 programs at UG level and 2 programs at the PG level, and all eligible programs out of this 8, that is total 6 programs, are accredited by the NBA. That is NBA as well as institute is accredited by with the A grade by NAC. Sir, in addition, our institute, we have empaneled with the Mahaurja, we have empaneled with the Sugar Commissioner Pune, and as per the mandate of the Sugar Commissioner, every sugar industry has to undergo energy audit once a year. On that basis, we are conducting audit every year for the sugar factories. Almost till date, we have completed 10 energy audit of the sugar factory, because this activity we have started since last 2 years. And we are also conducting energy audit under Mahaurja. That program is a Save Energy programs, where we have done audit across the different sectors, that is textile spinning mill, textile process unit, textile sizing unit. Even we have done conducted audit for the paper and pulp industry, sugar industry, 2 of the universities, one is state level and other university as well as institutes. With this, our team, we are conducting energy audits at a number of the sectors. In addition, we have organized number of the programs related to energy conservation as well as audit, which are sponsored by either MNRE as well as Mahaurja, as well as DBOTO, our university, under the TechU programs. So continuously we are organizing number of activities for the faculty as well as students to create awareness about energy conservation and to conduct the energy audits. With this background, we have started, we are going to organize the 3rd phase of this for AICTE approved program on energy conservation and audit. I am damn confident at the end of this course, all the participants will get real knowledge or the exact knowledge what is happening in the industry. By that, they would be able to conduct energy audit of their home, of their institute, or if they belongs to the industry, there also they can try to conduct they need. That will be provided from our institute, that support to conduct, support for any capacity building of their staffs, or if suppose they need any supports as far as instruments is required, that also we can provide it to the institutes, those who are near to our colleges. With this background, once again, I welcome you all, and I'm very much thankful to our Honorable Anil Chaudhary ji for accepting our invitation and sparing time in spite of his busy schedule. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Over to Khade sir.
Thank you, sir. Now I request C.D. Patil sir to introduce today's chief guest of this function, Honorable Anil Kumar Chaudhary sir.
Thank you, sir. Today, we have a great personality, Mr. Anil Kumar Chaudhary, sir. Sir has completed B.Tech in Electrical Engineering from IIT Kanpur in 1996. He has completed Master in Business Law from National University, Bangalore in 2015. He has started his career with Mecon Limited, which is a multidisciplinary consultancy and project execution central public sector unit under the Ministry of Steel, Government of India, from June 1996 to April 2020. In Mecon, he has completed various national and international projects for EPC, PMC, consultancy, capacity buildings and reforms in steel, power and utilities, etc. He has conducted various assignments of quality and energy audits for these sectors. Presently, he is working as Chief General Manager and Head Operations since April 2020 in Energy Efficiency Service Limited, which is under the Ministry of Power, Government of India. Under his leadership, 1500 crores is the annual turnover of the projects are being executed through various teams constituting of community 200 qualified project professionals. Along with this, he is a good speaker. He has publication in various national and international forums for best practices in heavy industries, utilities and reforms, etc. He has a number of membership of various professional bodies like member of Steel Executive Federation of India, member of Apex Power Stakeholder Committee, Jharkhand, General Secretary, IIT Alumni Association State Chapter, Life Member, Indian Institute of Metals, etc. Also, he has philanthropic involvement in various social bodies for sustainable development. So I heartily welcome you, sir, for this ceremony. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
Now I request
Thank you very much.
our Executive Director, Sri Anil Bagnes sir ji, to address the session.
Namaste. Sharad Institute of Technology, College of Engineering, Energy Conservation and Audit या 7 दिवसाच्या वर्कशॉपसाठी आपल्याला प्रमुख पाहुणे म्हणून लाभलेले उपस्थित असणारे आदरणीय अनिलजी चौधरी, वेगवेगळ्या ठिकाणाहून येणाऱ्या 7 दिवसांमध्ये आपल्याला मार्गदर्शन करणारे सगळे वेल नोन रिसोर्स पर्सन, कॉलेजचे प्राचार्य डॉक्टर एस ए खोत, व्हाईस प्रिन्सिपल एस पी कुर्लेकर मॅम, सर्व डीन, एचओडीज, वर्कशॉप कोऑर्डिनेटर खाडे सर आणि सगळ्यात महत्वाचं म्हणजे या वर्कशॉपसाठी जे पार्टिसिपेंट वेगवेगळ्या राज्यातून वेगवेगळ्या ठिकाणाहून जॉईन होतात ते सगळे वर्कशॉप मधले मेंबर्स, मी सुरुवातीला तुम्हा सगळ्यांचं मनापासून स्वागत करतो आणि या संस्थेचा एक कुटुंब प्रमुख म्हणून तुम्हाला मी धन्यवाद देतो. खरं म्हणजे AICTE-नं हे वर्कशॉप स्पॉन्सर केलेलं असून हे वर्कशॉप फिजिकली व्हावं अशी आमची इच्छा होती, पण ते शक्य झालं नाही आणि मग आपल्याला हा वेगळ्या पद्धतीनं ह्या 3 फेजमध्ये आपल्याला हे एनर्जी कन्झर्वेशन आणि ऑडिटचं वर्कशॉप आपण घेतोय. या 3ऱ्या फेजच्या उद्घाटनासाठी आदरणीय अनिलजी चौधरी यांनी आपल्या खूप मोठ्या कामाच्या व्यापातून आपल्याला वेळ दिला. मी खरं म्हणजे आम्ही भाग्यवान समजतो की अशा पद्धतीच्या वर्कशॉपमध्ये 3ही फेजमध्ये आपल्याला चांगल्या पद्धतीचे उद्घाटक मिळाले आणि त्याच पद्धतीनं रिसोर्स पर्सन, कारण का कोणत्याही वर्कशॉपचे यश हे जसं त्या वर्कशॉपमध्ये जे अटेंड करतात त्यांच्या सगळ्या अटेंडन्सवर आणि त्यानंतर होणाऱ्या एक्झाम आणि त्या एक्झामच्या रिझल्टवर जसं अवलंबून आहे, तसंच या वर्कशॉपसाठी जे रिसोर्स पर्सन आपल्याला मार्गदर्शन करत असतात ते खूप महत्वाचं असतं. आणि त्या दृष्टीनं मी सर्व रिसोर्स पर्सनचं सुद्धा मनापासून आभार मानतो, जे यामध्ये पार्टिसिपेंट म्हणून भाग घेत आहेत. मी त्यांना निश्चितपणानं सांगू इच्छितो की येणारा काळ हा खूप महत्वाचा आहे. आपण वाचतोय आत्ताच बघितलं आपण या गेल्या 2-4 दिवसामध्ये क्रूड ऑइलचे जे बॅरलचे रेट आहेत ते $80 वर गेले. म्हणजे 28-30 डॉलरचे गेल्या वर्षी असणारे दर आज जर तिप्पट होत असतील तर काय पद्धतीनं आपला देश हा सगळ्यात जास्त ऑइल कन्झ्युम करणारा, एनर्जी लाईट कन्झ्युम करणारा देश आहे. आणि या देशाला जर पुढे जायचं असेल तर सगळ्यात महत्वाचं याच्यामध्ये निश्चितपणानं काहीतरी आपल्याला इथून पुढच्या काळामध्ये काम करावं लागेल, अन्यथा आपल्या देशाच्या प्रगतीमध्ये खूप मोठा अडथळा येण्याची शक्यता आहे. त्यामुळे इथून पुढच्या काळामध्ये सर्व प्रकारच्या एनर्जी सोर्स आहेत, मग ते सगळ्या प्रकारचे असतील, त्याच्यामध्ये कशा पद्धतीनं आपल्याला काटकसर करावी लागेल, ते कसं वाचवावं लागेल, नैसर्गिक जे स्रोत आहेत त्याचा कसा वापर आपल्याला करता येईल आणि मग नैसर्गिक पद्धतीनं आणि पर्यावरणाची हानी न होता काय पद्धतीनं आपल्याला आपल्या गरजा या एनर्जीच्या भागवता येतील याचा इथून पुढच्या काळामध्ये खूप महत्वाचा आणि जो या देशासमोरचा जगासमोरचा एक महत्वाचा मुद्दा आहे त्या संबंधी आपल्याला काम करावं लागेल. आणि मग अशा वर्कशॉप मधून काही ना काही मेसेज गेला, काही प्राध्यापकांच्या पर्यंत, काही कॉलेज पर्यंत, 100-200 कॉलेज पर्यंत देशातल्या हा मेसेज गेल्यानंतर या रिसर्च पर्सन लोकांच्याकडनं काही महत्वाचं त्यांना मार्गदर्शन झाल्यानंतर ते त्या कॉलेजमध्ये जाऊन इतर प्राध्यापकांना मार्गदर्शन करावेत आणि त्यांनी विद्यार्थ्यांना मार्गदर्शन करावं. अशा पद्धतीनं जर आपण इथून पुढच्या काळामध्ये हे केलं तर निश्चितपणानं आपल्याला या सगळ्या येणाऱ्या अडचणीतून मार्ग मिळेल. मी जास्ती वेळ घेत नाही. परत एकदा अनिलजी चौधरी यांनी खूप आम्हाला त्यांच्या कामाच्या शेड्यूल मधून वेळ दिला. जे जे रिसोर्स पर्सन आहेत ते खूप मोठे व्यस्त आणि उद्योगामधले लोक आहेत, त्यांनाही मनापासून मी धन्यवाद देतो आणि सर्वांना या वर्कशॉपसाठी मी मनापासून शुभेच्छा देतो आणि येणाऱ्या भविष्यासाठी आपल्याला सगळ्यांना चांगलं आरोग्य आणि प्री कोविड सिच्युएशन लवकरात लवकर येवो अशी दत्ताच्या चरणी प्रार्थना करतो आणि थांबतो. धन्यवाद.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable guidance to our participants. Now I request Chief Guest of today's function, Honorable Anil Chaudhary Sirji, to address our participants.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Dr. Sanjay ji. Thank you, Anil ji, for nice words. At the outset, I will like to just say that I hope everyone is fine during this testing time. This was a very difficult time and we have to tide over this collectively. Had this time was not there, we would have met, everybody would have met, and this would be a very good opportunity for me that to meet such a eminent persons from industry and everywhere who are in the energy efficiency field.
Okay.
So anyway, we have to cope up with that and we have find ways and means to go ahead together. And this is just a nice opportunity to discuss with all of you. I can share the screen, na?
Correct. Just a minute. Just
okay, share the screen. I think option is there.
Yes. It is there or not?
It is writing ask to share your screen. Ask the organizers to make you presenter.
Yes, we'll make you presenter. Yes, just. Kade sir?
Yes, already he is a presenter, sir.
Why it is writing like that? No,
just
it is
check.
writing to
Otherwise,
share.
once again do.
Yes, sir.
Make it once again. Now you can present, sir. You can share, sir. Or still you are getting problem. Yes, now it's I think fine. Okay. Just sir, make it full screen. Just
But it is not coming down.
go to top slideshow. At center, I can see you. But slideshow is there.
It's okay, na? It's visible now?
Just make it full screen. That would better, sir.
Hello?
Make it full screen.
I
It's
think
not
it is
full
visible
screen.
now, na?
It's visible.
Yes,
but
it is visible. Just
just go to
slideshow.
slideshow. Go to slideshow. Then
Make it in
slideshow.
slideshow.
Just at center. That's please, as usual, regular.
Yes,
Just
slideshow. Right side,
Just
slideshow.
bit right, sir. Slideshow.
Am I audible
Bit
now?
right. Yes, sir.
Yes,
Audible.
sir,
Hello?
you are audible. You are audible. Sir.
Possible that would be okay. If you make it correct. Click it.
Yes, sir.
No, sir.
मेरी आवाज आ रही है? Am I audible, na?
Yeah,
Yes,
please.
sir.
Hello?
You are audible.
Yes,
You are audible.
I presume I am audible.
Yeah.
May I get some response?
Yeah.
Yes,
You
sir.
are
Yes, sir.
audible.
You are audible.
Hello? Why am not?
We are getting your voice, sir. We are getting.
I am not getting.
Anilji, on the top of your menu bar, you switched off your audio.
Hello?
If you can switch on, it is better.
Am I audible? My screen is visible. I am not able to listen anymore.
No, you had one audio in top of your this one menu bar. You switched off by mistake. You can switch on and see it.
Where it is? Are you getting our voice, sir? Hello? Yes.
Sir, top three, third point from the top menu bar.
Just I will call him personally.
Yeah.
That would be better.
Hello?
Yes, I'm getting your voice, sir.
Hello? Am I audible?
Sir, yes, we are getting your voice. No issue.
Achha, but why I am not getting? I am not understanding. No, my voice. Actually, my voice you are getting, na?
Even you do what is that there is one slideshow icon
Hmm.
on your click it, just click it, and go to left.
No, okay. That is okay, but I am not getting anybody one's voice. That is strange.
We are getting your voice.
Oh my God, is it only one-sided? Okay. Let me start then and let me see. Yeah?
Just check your audio.
No, I am not muted. I am not muted just because you are getting my voice. It means.
Yeah.
So it means I am not muted.
I think you are not able to hear your voice.
Okay. I will check. Okay. Let me see. Okay, let me see.
And even though the screen is on a presentable form, that is, we can see second slide. It is not extracted.
It is actually next slide why it is coming I don't know. Because I have done in presentation mode only.
Okay. You can proceed.
Okay. Thank you that I am audible at least. So I will just start. This is actually total what is the mission of energy security and this and energy conservation and sustainability. Everything is a synonym actually. Is a synonym in a sense that we are part of the same coin, and when we ultimately we go for the energy security because energy is the prime mover. So what EESL is actually going all kinds of possible manner to implement those options in which a nation will go for energy security. So that is why and energy security is not just reason for sustainability. Sustainability, we have to understand that why we want to we get energy secure, and it is very much essential for our sustainability for the future. And that is why the UN had a mission of sustainable development goal that all goes hand in hand and along uh, 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 along with each other. So these are the sustainable goals of UN, which are to be realized by 2030. And these are known to everyone: no poverty, zero hunger, good health, quality education, gender equality, clean water, affordable clean energy, decent work and economic growth, industry innovation and infrastructure, reduce inequalities, sustainable cities and communities, responsible consumption, climate action, life below and water on the land, and peace and justice, partnerships. These are the sustainable goals. So these all are intertwined. These cannot be. These are not the standalone sustainable goals. And energy conservation and energy security becomes an imminent part of that. And these are definitely stretch goals. These are not very easy. That what has happened and we can do it overnight. This will require lots of transformation of market and society. Transformation is fast and deeper than in past. So conventional methods will not do. If these are to be achieved, these goals must leverage existing and widely deployed technologies. Because conventionally, what we have been doing, so some kind of other out-of-box thinking must happen. So this is where adoption of efficient technologies can play a pivotal role. And these are the things which have been talked: sustainable development goal, everything. So there must be some empirical goals. So these are the nationally determined contributions of various countries: European Union, USA, Russia, China, India, Japan. Everybody has some goals. And in 2015, it was seen that India has achieved 17.86% of that, whatever the goal was assigned. The European Union 64%, China is 48%, USA 41%. Russia has achieved more than what was assigned to them. So that is the scenario. So we have to contribute our part. That one thing is that we have to contribute for our own survival, everyone, our survival, and then we have to meet the that nationally determined contributions globally, what has been determined for us. That we have to also do. That's the obligation also. This is our country's energy scenario. So primary energy, including electricity, is the primary energy, including electricity, is 8.5 million tons of oil equivalent, and they supply and the demand is 540. This is the 2015 data actually, 2016-17, and electricity out of that is 123.2. So that bifurcation: domestic, commercial, industry, municipal, transportation, agriculture, thus is also there. And what will be the projection if we go by this rate? Business as usual scenario will be at 2031. So that is if you go by this scenario, that then it will be around 876. And if we will go by, if we apply moderate energy efficiency measures, it will come down to 789. Now, what was there in 2016-17, below that. So you can see what will be the benefit of applying energy efficiency measures, moderate measures. If we then it will be reduced um, by even by that level which was there in 2016-17. If it's ambitious scenario, it will be obviously 747.8. So and by applying moderate scenario also, we will be meeting that sustainable development goals and the target which have been assigned to India. So that's now up to us whether we can have to go with that only, or we can go for a better score also. So there are same is case for the electricity consumption also. So this is what actually is the requirement. So we first we understand that this is our requirement, and this is our for our sustainability and that is and the social obligation, national obligation also towards the rest of the world. So that way, so if you go for the energy efficiency, the multi-pronged benefits we are getting. This and now we have seen that moderate requirement was there. So see, let me go to the previous slide. So is this the what in the business as usual 64.4 was in the agriculture. So if you go for moderate, it will be around. So see from 6.4 to 58.7 we will be projected is 64.4. So moderate to 58.7. So what's the if you apply energy efficiency measures around 5.7 5.8 something around 6 is the benefit we are getting. So that is what has been presented in the next slide. What is the benefits percentage benefit we are getting if you are going for the this energy efficiency measures. So moderate savings and ambitious savings both are projected here. So this is actually what we will achieve in agriculture 9%, commercial 17%, domestic 12%, and municipal corporation 12%, industry 11%. So and savings in industry is 47.5 million tons of oil equivalent. Absolute savings. That is a percentage wise it is 11%. So if we go for the moderate and then the ambitious, the figures are even more higher. The electricity savings are in similar way can be seen. So this is the savings which if we put up our technology in place and awareness in place, and so it will always require investment. So what is the investment? That is also just projected here. So this is in rupees lakh crore, 51,450 lakh crore in agriculture, and similar way in various other sectors. Total 1 lakh crores of rupees will be invested if we have to achieve this moderate savings. This will be invested, and no doubt energy saving will offset that. So that is the investment. It's a wise investment because we are going to have the energy saving gains and the cleaner environment. But the investment part and the technology part is the key issues here all the time. Key issues are here, and this becomes here comes the picture of ESCO, energy service companies, and the concept of genesis of EESL. So, but with this mission that energy saving and technology should be made available to everyone, and and they should not have such a model that they may able to just apply it, and the financial impact is less. So that model ESL generates so that it is getting available to all, and ESL does the market transformation also, so that the price also comes down. So that is what the genesis of ESL has begun. So let us understand how this Super ESCO ESL has been raised. It was National Mission for Enhanced Energy Efficiency Initiatives in 2009 that they have defined perform, achieve, and trade, assigning energy reduction targets to large energy intensive industries and distributing energy saving certificates on achieving targets. These energy saving certificates can be traded, and promotion of energy efficient equipment and appliances through innovative business models. This is market transformation. So some innovative business models must be there. Otherwise, in the usual scenario, how people will be going for that, because this requires lots of investment, and then there is energy efficiency financing platform and framework for energy efficiency economic development. So this energy efficiency financing platform will have to increasing the confidence of financial institutions, because various banks are there, various financial institutions are there. They have to have the confidence for the investing in energy service companies, energy projects. There is foreign banks are there, KfW, ADBs. They have got their energy wing. They have got the understanding. So they must have the understanding to invest in sanction the loan for these energy projects. So this is our also one of the role, that this financial institution must bring some instruments to give for these kinds of projects. And this framework for energy efficiency economic development is always there for promoting energy efficiency initiatives by hedging against investment risks. Some hedging must be there. For example, the SIDBI has already brought the partial risk sharing facilities. This is a separate topic, but that there is a SIDBI has brought in an instrument of partial risk sharing facilities, so that and with collaboration with ESL, so that smaller investors are able to go for the ESCO model. And this why ESL is super ESCO, just because it is hand holding other ESCOs also. That is why it is super ESCO. Because anyone cannot move alone. They have to take various partners and everyone together, so that it is good for everybody's growth and for the nation's growth. And so the clear vision is there: universal access to sustainable energy solutions to enable a low carbon future with significant economic and social impact. And just now coming to the mathematics, that what is the energy saving potential market in India? This is just we have seen in some previous slide also. The energy saving potential is 37 million tons of oil equivalent, and this in electricity to 85 terawatt hour by 2031. This is a saving potential. So it will be required the investment of around 6,24,816 crores. Means around 6.3 crores. 6.3 lakh crores of investment will now savings will be there, and this will require around 10 lakh crores of investment. So this is the mathematics. This I am just have calculated this monthly saving by taking the tariff of rupees 6 per kilowatt hour, and converting everything, even the thermal part also in terms of time. So that is in fact, in the real sense, it will be more than that. The saving will be monthly saving will be more than that. Seeing the fuel cost and everything, it will be much more than that. So it's very conservative figure. And the investment is 10 lakh crore. Even if this conservative figure is there, 6.3 lakh crores, still payback period is less than 2 years. So that kind of potential is there. And what is the share of all other the different sectors is already depicted here. Industry constitutes 55% of saving potential. Transport 18%, 14% domestic, agriculture 6%, commercial 6%, and municipal corporation 1%. And then investment potential is also there in industry, 36% investment and 55% return is there. So that kind of opportunity is there. So I want to say all those who are practicing energy auditors and are in the industry, they are practicing this implementation of energy efficiency. So you can see how promising this sector is. It's good. It's good for nation, good for energy security, and it's a very promising business proposition also. And this is ESL overview. This is one of the largest super ESCOs in the world, driving energy efficiency solutions in India and globally. Founded in 2009 under National Mission of Enhanced Efficiency, and it's the joint venture of 4 public sector enterprises of Ministry of Power, Government of India, and this equity paid off of 983.33 crores. So this is the how it has been formed. It has been formed with 90PC, REC, PFC, and Power Grid, with different contribution of these public sectors. Current employees strength is 955, and various active schemes are there, and international presence in 8 countries. And up till now, we have saved around 54 billion kilowatt hour per year, with avoided peak demand of 10,740 megawatts. So you can imagine what has been the impact. So this peak demand has been already avoided. We would have required a power plant for this to meet those requirements for India. So what kind of enormous saving is already there? If you calculate all kinds of saving, energy saving and the avoided peak demand saving, because power plant would have been required for that. And we have given the cleaner world also. 44 million ton of CO2 per year is getting saved. So estimated monetary savings is of rupees 20,000 crores is already there. And we have been supported by various kinds of banks: Asian Development Bank, AFT, KFW, and World Bank. This credit line is also depicted there. This is our ESS journey. In 2009, incorporated by Ministry of Power, is that and the launch of National Mission of Enhanced Efficiency. So 2009-10, it has happened like that, and then we have never looked back. And various kinds of milestones have been there. And in this January 15, Honorable Prime Minister launched Ujala and Street Lighting National Program. And before that, there was already in 2014 domestic energy efficiency lighting program was already there from Pondicherry, and various international programs started in 2016-17, and then and building efficiency program also came in 2018, and 2020-23 various kinds of other programs have come that smart meters, EV charging, tri-generation, decentralized power point, solar agriculture pumps and convergence, battery energy storage, carbon finance. This is our basket of various programs. Ujala, program Unnat Jyoti, affordable LED solar. This program was the flagship program, Street Lighting National Program. This has brought in real market transformer. The LED, which was not known to India, it was a new technology for India, is now become a common household name. So this is the real transformation which we can always cherish. That the bulb which was initially not produced, then produced for a very high cost, 300 rupees per bulb, something like was there, and now it is coming in around 70 rupees. So this is what the strength we have achieved, that and India is now producing everything. So that is the strength which we have achieved during by these programs. So one is that giving the market energy efficiency products to all the consumers, and then other and bringing to the market transformation of making India literal making India campaign is like this one, that India has started making all these products. Ujala is a street lighting national program, building energy efficiency program, smart meter national program, agriculture demand side management. This is for the agriculture side, and we have given this energy efficient pumps. Municipal, we will go through one by one for these programs as we progress, and the municipal energy efficiency program. So we see all the benefits have been all written down there. So that in Ujala, 36.73 crores of LED bulbs have been distributed. 72.14 lakh LED tube lights. This is enormous. These are enormous projects reaching to such vast countries of so many consumers. So that, and in SLNP already 1.17 crores of street light is already installed. It's in our dashboard it is now 1.18 crores. So and in building efficiency program, already 10,000 plus government building have been already undertaken, have been completed. 16.52 lakh smart meters have been installed, and this around 74,000 agriculture pumps have been replaced. So and this municipal energy efficiency program, various investment grade energy auditing agreements have been done, and it has been implemented in various states also. So Ajay solar program is there, decentralized solar program is there, solar study lamp program has been already completed. Tri generation is a very good program for various big installations with buildings and industries. In fact, for the industry, it is a very good program. Electric vehicles are there. Public charging infrastructure is for there for our green mobility. So what's the business model? Now comes that actually. It's very good that we should do all kinds of energy efficiency projects, bring in new technology, bring in investment. But how it is done, people will go for that because it should be cost effective for them. So ESL has come out as a very innovative model. This is actually basis of any energy service company concept. This is pay as you save model. So this is means this is a nutshell is actually is the paying while you are while you have installed any energy efficient technology, and the saving is already there, and then you share the saving with the implementing agency. So that is the concept. So, and what ESL do? There's two things ESL is doing. That this is sharing with the implementing by benefits accruing from the whatever the energy efficient technologies are there, what benefits they are giving. So we are sharing that, and we are giving the good specification products, high technology products in the much smaller, much lesser rates, just because we go for the bulk procurement and demand aggregation method. So it's a multiple kind of saving is achieved by the end consumer. So demonstrated savings are there. Zero subsidy, zero capex. So government of India don't have to bother for that. They have to go for subsidy, because the model becomes a self sustainable, commercially viable with low cost of ownership, mitigate risk of investment because ESL is there for that, and operations transports with outcomes in public domain. So it's transparent. Its operations are transparent because being a government of India organizations, every operation, every transactions are very much transparent. So so it's a win-win situation for all the stakeholders, for the manufacturers also, everyone, and the market transformation is always there. So this kind of concept is there. So just elaborating that we have to this is a PMC model is there and ESCO model is this. PMC model and ESCO model is just that this uh, basically PMC model, which we say is like a EPC model, that there we do inventory collection, procurement facilitation, and warranty application and project monitoring. We install that. After installation, and then entire fees, capital cost plus ESL PMC fees are to be given. So that is one kind of model. And other kind in this after installation, industry or any end consumer has to give whatever the capital cost has been invested and the ESL PMC fees. Another model is that upfront investment is done by ESL. This is ESCO model. So in which total project monitoring, everything investment by ESL is there. One component adds up, investment by ESL is there. In this total project cost becomes capital cost plus ESL PMC fees as before. Plus our financing cost also comes because we are going to take the money in whatever the duration. Warranty actually we take it during the warranty duration, and our annuities are based on that. So that kind of model is there in ESCO model. Just I will show that what is the ESCO model in our case. So there is a, let's say, project period of 3 years. So baseline consumption is estimated. So one baseline is consumption is there, some kilowatt hour, and then what is the target consumption after this implementation of that energy efficient technology. So that target consumption will come. So there will be some saving. So that saving, energy saving, will be monetized. So that monetization is there, and this monetization is and this N1 monetization is there, and total project cost is also depicted there. So these two do one becomes the saving and one becomes the total project cost. So then we go what should be repayment to ESL, and annual repayment to ESL is now shared because total saving is A plus B to the end consumer. That so the third column is showing that A plus B is the total benefits which end consumer is going to get without investing anything. And this from that part, now that consumer is by end customer is paying by just the A part of that. That is agreed during the contract. In this case, it is 72%, and this and still retaining 28% just with and that too without any investment. So this is kind of model is there, and that will be up to a warranty period of 3 years. After that, everything total entire 100% of energy saving is of the end consumer. So that kind of business model ESL has brought, and giving the good energy efficient technology, bringing energy efficiency technology what is the latest one, and then implementing it. So that is actually the same thing. The problem statement, investment and procurement and implementation and project management and monitoring and evaluation. So no subsidy, no capex, mitigation investment risk uh, uh, is there, and market entry barriers are not there. Just because the ESL come into the picture and pay as you say. Demand aggregation, bulk procurement, and transponder operation. These are the key things presented in one slide. Now, just when we go for that, so there we have to understand what is the actual saving potential. So we must have investment grade energy audits. So we all know what energy audits are there. So our objective should be industrial grade energy audits, and we should have a broad scenario. What is the saving in which sector? So that kind of saving is there in any process industry. So we have to look for the scale of production, what is the use of raw material, process technology, vintage, what is the O&M practice, type of product output, and all kinds of diversity factors are to be taken care. And so these are depicted sector wise in this slide. And what is the energy as a percentage of manufacturing cost in various sectors? It is there. This is there in the B site also and B book also. Energy performance indicators. This typical indicators is energy efficiency, specific fuel consumption. This baseline should be always there. Utilization of factor, specific energy consumption, loss factor, energy intensity. Then we have to go for the specific energy consumption, gate to gate concept, convert all energy input to plant boundary to a single unit. Some single unit must be there, and then divide the content of final product. So that kind of energy audit must be conducted so that we must know what is our baseline energy efficiency and the specific energy consumption and what we are aiming to after investment. So that is what it is depicted here for energy improvements, that we have to establish baseline and then and put in our technology and then see what is the transformation we are getting. We have to measure, analyze, then we have to plan for the action and see the results. So measurement is very much important there. So we have to, because manage what we are going to measure, that only we can manage. So in improving energy performance, for that energy efficiency technologies is to be deployed as we have discussed. Here we have mentioned some quick wins which we generally propose to industries. These are the quick wins: variable frequency drive, energy efficiency motors, waste heat recovery, tri-generation, new process technology. That is industry specific. If you go to steel plant blast furnace, that will be it's a very industry specific. This is not across the thing. Control and sensors, automated systems, new lighting technologies, fuel switching for furnaces. For example, one project we are doing in HEC, Ranchi, from producer gas we are switching to LPG. So that kind of, so we have to see what kind of benefits is there. What is the baseline benefit and what is the benefit which we will be obtaining if we switch the fuel. So that kind of things are there once we go for the audit. So that's the one part of it. But there's a very important part that we must understand what is the benefit. Then we design our program accordingly. Once we understand what kind of benefit we are going to get from those kind of energy interventions. So these are the typical potential projects in technology upgradation. Then fan blower investment and monetary saving, and boilers. What is the investment and monetary saving? This everything is shown here. So savings is always there if you go for energy efficiency technology, and investment is there. So we have to weigh what is the payback period, and for example, what is shown in pumps. Around monetary saving is very close to what is the investment. So means it's a payback period is much less than 1 year. Same is for motors and fan. For LED street LED, you see what is the potential benefit. Payback period is much less. even payback period is not less, then even then no payback period is more than 3 years. So that kind of scope is there. This is, automation also is giving so much benefits. So that has been all depicted here. Combustion control investment is so less and the monetary saving is much more. So when benefit is much less than in a year, even half a year, the payback is there. So now let's come to ESL programs. So ESL was largely efficient lighting portfolio. So LED is the mainstay, and the LED technology has been brought by ESL in India. And 7 million solar study lamps, 11 million energy efficient LED street lights with the web-based control and monitoring system is already there, and 369 million LED bulbs and tube lights. It's a movement for India. And this Ujala, Street Lighting National Program, electric vehicle and public charging infrastructure, smart meter national program, decentralized solar plant, tri-generation, super efficient air conditioning program, building energy efficiency program, agricultural demand side management, this solar study lamp projects, and the international operations is out there. And this is one program we have brought in, the RACE program, retrofit of air conditioning for internal air quality improvement. That we will discuss one by one. This Ujala program. This is a very popular program and has been launched by Prime Minister of India in 5th January 2015. And up till now, around 37 crores of LED bulbs have been distributed, and capacity generation awarded is around 9.5 megawatt. Annual energy saving 47.7 billion units, and the CO2 emission reduction 38 million tons of CO2 up till now. So that kind of impact Ujala has brought in. And Ujala dashboard is there in ujala.gov.in in the Government of India portal. That what is the number that has been installed and tube lights and what is the saving of energy that is being depicted there. There is a dynamic dashboard, and this is the special thing which ESL has brought in by the demand aggregation and bulk procurement, and has been able to significantly bring price reduction, leading to faster implementation of energy efficiency measures in line with the government target. Because if the price will reduce, it will be much more adoption will be there. The price dropped to the 1/8. So that is what we want to show, the power, that how powerful these demand aggregation, these business models are once we go together. Street Light National Program. This is yet another landmark program. 1.1 crore street lights already there, and many more to come. We have just given a vision of to our ministry and to Prime Minister also, that within the next 10 years another 8 crore of lights will be new lights will be installed. This is the recurring program, means 1.18 crore once installed are to be remained every time. So they have to deploy, and very smarter technologies will come in the lighting system. So they have to get upgraded, and the ESL is always striving for those upgradation also. Now the street lights will be, after a few interventions, we are going for various kinds of pilots. Various kinds of automations are being introduced in the street light programs. This electric vehicle and public charging infrastructure. This is the program, is under e-mobility program of Government of India, National Mission on Electric Mobility, and this we have already started completed procuring for around 10,250 e-cars, including 250 long range e-cars. So these are being deployed. So direct benefit, switching from the fuel to electricity is there. So cleaner environment is being seen as soon as we start driving that, and that requires public charging infrastructure. So that are being also installed. So that is and this all again this pay as you save model. This car are being owned by pay as you save model. And this smart meter national program. This national program aims to replace 25 crore conventional meters with smart meters in India. Business model: build, operate, own, and transfer model on cost plus approach. All initial capex and opex is being done by ESL. ESL has conducted the procurement process of 1 crore smart meters already, and national NDMC Delhi has become the first utility to have their consumers with smart meters without any upfront investment from NDMC. So it has been already been done, and UP also it is there. Over 16 lakh smart meters already installed. Discounts pay over 6 to 7 year period rental. They pay rental. So for that, and the revenue per month increases between and 200 to 500. This revenue of as soon as we install, every meter is giving increased revenue of 200 to 500 depending on the uses of electricity by that consumer, because that instrument is precise monitoring, and then smart meter has kind of connectivity. So the default payment is not there just because it gets disconnected on the defaulting of payment. So the consumers get they get some discipline in that. So that's a program of staff very useful for utilities, and but it requires much of stake, stakeholder management approach, because the consumers are now going to pay more than what they were paying. Decentralized solar plants. So in this, actually, we are proposing centralized solar plant in, and the solar power is available in much cheaper rate. So, so the rate of the electricity becomes very much cheap if we as by the ESL's value proposition. It is a decentralized. Risk is there from ESL side, building integrated, customized solar plants, and it is a government to government project. And so, and what we do that our we sign power purchase agreement with the various discounts, and that power purchase agreement is very cheap, and for very long run power purchase agreements are there. For 25 years we have signed for MSEDCL and Mahagenco. Already we have signed, and it is at INR 3 rupees. And 3 rupees, and see the discounts are presently purchasing the power much more than 4.5 and something like that, and somewhere 5 also, and they have to go for subsidies also for various kinds of consumers. So they are losing like anything. So these solar plants are going to benefit this discounts, and then to the consumers, just because there will be the tariff will be reduced. This is building energy efficiency program. This is done in ESCO and PMC model. Around 10,000 buildings have been already completed. This includes railway stations, and airports. The energy audits have shown that energy saving potential to the tune of 30 to 50% in these buildings. The major intervention in these buildings are in the lighting area and air conditioning systems. This super efficient air conditioning program, this is a very good program, and yet to take off in that manner in which the program is. It's a very good program, and because we have come up with the ACs which are very efficient. These are the super efficient AC. The 5-star rating of BE is of 4.5 ISEER, and this AC has brought in the technology which is 5.4 ISEER. So it's much more efficient than the conventional 5-star ACs. Though it can be rated only 5-star, just because the maximum rating available in India is 5-star only. So that kind of efficiency is there. So much good payback is there. It's a very efficient technology. So it's a robust system. So there's a very good project of ESL, and up till now around 2,000 super efficient been sold, and the number should be more. In fact, had this as this was always was launched in the last year, and when the pandemic has taken over that, so that has been the case. So, but otherwise, the potential of this super efficient AC program would have been is much. It's already good program. It's already being installed in building and energy efficiency, but we still think that it have been much more than what it is doing. This agriculture demand side management is a very good program, as agriculture it is making our agriculture farm very efficient, as the farmers are using uh, from bygone eras very inefficient pumps, and they are least bothered about the efficiency because that power they are not going to they are not paying for the power. This power is so they are not bothered about that efficiency of the pumps, and the discoms pay heavily for that in that subsidy. So it's a basically demand side management for the discom, and once we install these pumps, discoms subsidy part very much reduces to the consumer, these farmers, and that becomes our saving, and the pay as you save model comes into the picture. This is National Motor Replacement Program. It's a very good program for industries. And here, what we have brought in, we have thought of replacing IE1 motor to IE3 motors. India has made IE2 motors compulsory. Efficiency class IE2 motor compulsory. Actually, a figure is there. In India, about 40% of total electricity consumption is contributed by industrial sector. Electricity motor use 28% of total national electricity, which is reasonably high. So we have to make this very much efficient. So this IE3 motor is already there. So IE2 motor is already compulsory. So if the industry have to convert to IE2 motor, so ESL what has done? ESL has studied specification of IE3 and brought in IE3 motor. Had conducted pilot projects and now brought in the premium energy efficiency motors, IE3 motors, and they by the method of market transformation and demand aggregation. In these motors have been brought in the range equivalent to IE2 motors. So when industry has to go for IE2 motor, they must go for these IE3 motors, as they will get better saving, and their government this legal technical obligation to government will be also will complied, and it will be futuristic also, because after IE2 IE3 rating has to come in European countries. IE4 is now getting mandatory. IE4 is also getting mandatory. So that is the case. So this is what has been just told. One is thing, why not IE4 motor? Because IE4 motor we could have gone for IE4 motor directly also, but that is that this IE3 motors are VFD compliant, whether you use or whether not use, that is okay. In IE4 meters, various kinds of other compliances required. Our industry is not that ready, and our manufacturers are also not that ready for that. Or from they have to transition from IE1 to IE3. They are already going for transition for IE2. So our approach has made them compliant to IE3 motor. So we have to make our industry also ready for that. So we have gone for IE3 motors till now. This is a simple comparison. When we install for a motor of any IE1, replace IE1 from IE3 for various kinds of rating, we can see the benefits for the same pole. For the benefits, all kinds it has been listed, and just there I am marking some of the examples. So see, so what kind of benefits? For example, 55 kilowatts, 92 1 is the percentage of efficiency, we will be achieving 94.6. And this 2.2, 79.7 to 86.7. So these kinds of savings we will be getting. 15 kilowatt, 88.7 to 92. This is a simple calculation. So this will we will be anyway getting. So and what I am telling that these are the calculations which we put when we go for our saving model. When we calculate our saving model. But actual saving is much more than that because industry are having motors much lesser than IE1 motors. So that is why. So our calculation will be always in the conservative side. So and industry will find much more benefit what after installation because the calculation was from IE1 to IE3 and they have and their the ultimate depletion will be much lesser motor which is not even IE any IE rating because it will be very old motor. So that is why it has got much benefit. So this is the process how we go for it. So that's go for it. There's the project duration of 1 to 3 years. We procure it and then payment option is either upfront or as through pay as you save model. So this is National Motor Replacement Program operating model, the same as I have discussed. This the vendors which will be participating through our tenders and demand aggregation for industries will be there, and we will supply to those industries and warranty will be covered by ESL through those manufacturers. This will be actually once motor is procured for any vendor, this will be as per the ESL specification and it is a brand owner is the ESL only. Whether it makes Compton makes for it, ABB makes for it, or Rotomac makes for it. It's a ESL brand and ESL stands warranty and through those vendors which are there. And we have all the checks and balances with those manufacturers. Here is one very good program which we have brought in is a RAISE program. This ESL responds to ongoing pandemic for pollutants and pathogen control by filtration in HVAC system and monitoring in ducts, thus mitigating the threat in the indoor air. This is actually a very nice program which we have brought in. This minimizes pathogens from the indoor air. High quality filtration is there. Outside air dilution of indoor air or improving efficiency of AC and vent system. So by we are improving efficiency of AC and vent system and also bringing all kinds of other comforts. This have been installed in a Ministry of Power. Launched the program on 20th of July and has been installed there also. And that initially actually pilot was done in our office only. It's in our fifth floor. Fifth floor data is given here. So C part per million is 184 and it has reduced to 6 there. So that kind of an indoor air is 97% better than the outdoor that we have seen. And that too in an efficient manner. So program mission is to safeguard people from airborne transmission of diseases to particulate and pathogen control in the closed workspaces. ESL to invest rupees 300 crore for the improvement in the indoor air quality in the next 2 years. Funding support required from ADB and there it has been sanctioned now. So this is the journey of the RAISE program, how it has started and started in June 2020 only. And actually, it was creating national program for fighting pandemic. This pandemic has come, then this idea with Ministry of Power has come that why don't you give some such product because it is very much required. So that and this it has been already started implementing in NTPC. The first our customer is NTPC only. So this is the program. NTPC and discussion with CSIR is also going on. The program benefit I've already told that that fifth floor data was there. Now this is the sixth floor data. This is the floor in which I am sitting now. So this is the data of that floor. And this 95% reduction in pollution levels of indoor. This is yet another program, tri-generation program. This tri-generation is the simultaneous process of cooling, heating, and power generation only from only one fuel input. This is a very efficient program for the industry which requires cooling and heating and power generation all. So in for this, AESL has acquired Adina. It's a UK-based company, and this enables ESL to harness the potential of UK's 79 million on energy efficiency market. So it's our international venture basically, and this product is has been now Mahindra. This is being implemented also. So and MOU signed with GAIL for various subsidiaries of GAIL for availability of natural gas, 100 megawatt in Telangana and 40 megawatt in Maharashtra, and project pipeline of 100 megawatt is already there. So this is the just a minute, can I'm in the office. I'm just holding it. Hello.
Correct.
हाँ, अभी थोड़े से बात करें फिर देंगे। This actually this tri generation has been got in from Adina heat recovery unit and steam water cooling. This is the actual program. This is the actual cycle this Adina has provided us. This Adina acquisition, see, this is the Queen's Award was given to Adina, and this is total another program of total integrated management. We have talked about the AC program, total management, everything. So AC program, bulb, lights, street lights, and motors. So this is the integrated energy efficiency program. Which encompasses all kinds of program together, and tri-generation, everything encompasses there. So these kinds of various solutions are there in the program. These various interventions, what is the payback period? This is being mentioned here. So you see the bulk program is less than 1 year and the transition program is less than. The industrial energy efficiency market is 3 lakh crores, primarily aiming for cross-cutting technologies. And this is a very ambitious program. 3 lakh crore market is there. Already started furnace replacement for HEC. Investment of Bokaro steel plant is being identified. MOU signed with IRNL, Mekon, everyone. And just quickly come over the international operations. It has begun in 2015, and now we have acquired company also, Adina. Just now we have discussed investment in Canada-based Lake Blanche is also there. International partial risk facility is there. Partial risk facility is there, and green energy fund and green energy fund funding is also there for us. There are various countries which have given international operations. This various countries in which we are doing the operation is being depicted here: Bangladesh, Vietnam, Thailand, Cambodia, Malaysia. So new initiatives which are coming, that is carbon financing, convergence. Carbon financing, we are going for that, and this is a new market for us. So projects being posed to UNFCCC through defined and own methodologies. For Gram Ujala, decentralized power program, rural street lighting national program, e-mobility. And this convergence program is there, in which solarized agriculture feeders will be there. Various technologies will be combined. Agriculture feeders, solarized, LED street lights, and battery energy storage system. These all will be there. This not only be based in the one technology only. So ESL provide electricity at the rate of 2.8 to 3.8 rupees per unit with value proposition. So low cost power, renewable purchase obligation, job creation, and no subsidy, because no subsidy is there because, through government. This chiller program is also going to come, and this Indian action cooling plan has been made already. It's because super efficient AC to be strengthened by the national citizen program, because Indian cooling needs are increasing day by day. So it has to be very efficient now. Go electric campaign is there. Induction cooktop is being introduced, and MOU has been already signed with BSES New Delhi. So it's a fuel replacement program from the conventional fuel to electric electrical. Thanks for your kind attention. The sources we are using today are being borrowed from our children with no means of returning. So we have to be aware all the time. Thank you very much.
Sir, indeed it was wonderful session, wonderful presentation. ESL is doing great job to the nation. Actually, you are providing services to the nation. Are you getting the voice or still some issues there, Anilji? Anilji, are you getting? That issue got resolved, I think. That issue.
Yeah.
So ESL is doing great job, sir, for the nation. Actually, how it can be extended to the colleges? In any capacity building programs can be done through colleges? Is it possible? Because most of the faculties are participants and some are from the industry. Any schemes can be passed to the colleges? Is any possibilities?
Scheme is we always keep needing some capacity building program, and we always need this program auditing also. So various kinds of institutes are very much equipped with this auditing practices also. So that comes very handy for us, and they are locally present in various positions. So they can some kind of means and measures can be adopted for those things, because our initial thing starts from the auditing. If we go for some new technology for some any pilot, so that can
Great. Any question from audience participants? You can unmute and you can ask. Ashok ji, you want to ask something? Ashok ji?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I just wanted to check with Anilji. It's a detailed presentation, highly informative, and it is showing the road route to the next energy efficiency initiatives. Thank you, sir. Also, I would like to just put in the chat box whether we can add blower also in this one, energy efficiency replacement, because especially on the HVAC segments, it can have an ambitious energy savings of around 30% if the blower replacement is done less than 10 HP category. It's my suggestion.
Anilji, please. You got that point? I think some issue with network or something. Any other question? Anything? Khade sir?
Yes, sir. Yes.
I think no any questions from chat box, so you can conclude. Sir might be having some meetings lined up.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Please.
So thank you, sir, for this explaining energy conservation need and different activities programs going through this EESL in energy conservation area. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Anilji?
Now I request.
Just Anilji,
yes.
are you there or got disconnected?
Again connected.
Anilji is very much there.
Yes, because no any response from that end.
Can I now listen? Hello?
Hello? I think some issue with network. I don't understand what happens.
Can you please ask Anilji, can you please switch off your video and come back? It will be easy.
No.
Anilji, can you please switch off your video and come back in audio?
Please switch off your video and we'll see what's about audio. We'll check. Anilji? Ashokji, will talk him after personally then. That would be better.
Exactly.
I think he has some issues. No? I will talk him personally and I will say once again thanks for it.
Exactly.
For sparing valuable time and proper guidance. Okay. Ashokji, thank you. Thanks a lot. Yeah.
Very informative
Really,
session.
really. And ESL is doing great job to nation.
Exactly.
Great, they're
Exactly.
contributing. Huge potential saving is there. And
Exactly.
because of this scale-up model, that the cost has gone rock bottom for all the product sector.
Exactly.
Great. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Anilji, thank you. Thanks a lot. And welcome, Limeji. I think Limeji has joined also.
Sir, we just conclude with a vote of thanks.
Please, you conclude it.
Sir, it
Now
was
I
a
request-
wonderful presentation by Anil ji. Really, I appreciate
Yeah,
it. Really, very, very informative. Thanks,
very,
Anil
very,
ji.
very.
Please
Please,
go
Kade
on.
sir.
Yes, sir. Yes. Now I request Jamadar sir to deliver vote of thanks.
Good morning, one and all. As a token of honor and respect, myself, Mr. Asif Jamadar, on behalf of Sharad Institute of Technology, College of Engineering, offer thanks to Honorable Executive Director Shri Anil Vagne sir, our Principal and Convener Dr. Sanjay Khosh sir, and Vice Principal SP Kurlekar ma'am for arranging the such 5 days STTP on energy conservation and audit phase 3, which is going on from 5th July to 10th July 2021. And heartfelt thanks and gratitude for today's chief guest of the inaugural function, Honorable Anil Chaudhary sir, for his gracious presence and sharing his thought. Also, I thank all the dignitaries and the resource persons and faculties who are attending this 5 days short-term training program. So thank you once again. Thank you one and all.